Hello everyone, Josh here with X's Plays, bringing y'all another Infinite Magicraid video, and today we're going to be exploring two epic HP burn units. I have them both at A5. A little bit difference in the amount of investment I have in both of them, which we'll get into later in the video, but we're going to be looking at Loof and Monchka, so this should be a pretty exciting and maybe even eye-opening video for a lot of you out there, but I will see you all after the intro. Alright, so we are back. Let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of what today's video is all about. So, first let's open up our heroes. We want to take a look at the gear that they're both currently using, and what I meant earlier when I said that their investment isn't quite the same. So, you'll see here, our Monchka is actually only 2 exclusives. He does not have his third one yet, which is a little unfortunate because he will lose some value here because he's not getting that extra turn of counterattack. But thankfully in today's video we are using Catherine throughout the entire thing, so that'll kind of help alleviate that issue at least slightly. The big one though we got, level 2 dealing 50% more HP burning damage is going to be very important, and of course level 1 being able to have HP burning for not 2 turns but 2 rounds. 30% chance on his skill 1, which is going to be very important, and we're going to be talking about a few strategies we're going to be using with him going into the guild boss versus using him in just like other types of content. So right now our Monchka is A5 with 2 exclusives in him. He's at 405,000 max HP, 24,000 attack, defense almost 28k, speed 1593. I like to have all of my DPSs around 1600 or more. I just could not squeeze more speed out of him with my current gear, unfortunately. A little bit of context before we get too much into it. As far as like HP burn units, the way I built them, I would say Loof is probably wearing the better gear overall, so keep that in mind as we go through the video. I would say Monchka is probably wearing, my second, maybe third best HP burn gear because my Hazanja is also wearing a pretty good set himself, but not as much HP. I'd love to get my Hazanja over 400k. Plus, we'll probably get that as we continue to build up the odds, but that's for a different video. We're not here to discuss Hazanja. So back to Monchka. So let's go ahead and look at some of the other stats here that are important. We're almost at 59% effect hit. I do need a little bit more effect hit. I'd like to get that around 70%, but again, I am restricted on what gear I have available. So keep that all in mind. In my mastery is over 100%. I'd like to get that up around 110, 115%. That's kind of where I want to get all of my HP burn units. I have one that was at like 119, but that's if I put all of my gear on one unit, sacrificing my other 2. So I don't want to do that, obviously, especially for today's video. So none of them are going to hit that kind of high when it comes to mastery. Now let's go over to Loof real quick. Loof is sitting at 444,000 HP, attack almost 28k, a little over 23,000 defense, speed 1634, right there in that sweet spot. I do like the speed tune because I use these HP burn units a lot with my boy Focus, who I always make sure I keep just a little bit slower than the DPSs. That way I can reset their ults and just go in on a turn 1 and just spam ults twice. It's beautiful. It's a lot of fun to do, especially with a unit like Hazanja. But yeah, so that we kind of like to speed tune a lot around here. Now, if we look at some of the other stats, effect hit. Now, interesting enough, we don't actually want to focus a lot on effect hit with him like we would the other HP burn units, and I will explain later in the video why that is. He's at 108%. I had him at 114, but if I brought him up to 114, he's going to drop down to like 390, 400k HP. I thought the additional 45,000 HP was worth dropping just a few percent on the mastery. My effect hit also would drop right down to like 38, 39. So, overall, this is okay the way it is. Plus, our attack is almost at 28k, which is pretty good. And his speed's pretty solid at 1634. So, I'm overall happy with the gear. Now, we're going to go back to Monchka to finish talking about the gear that I'm using on him and some of his skills and all that. but I just want to give you guys and gals the base stats more or less of what we're working with here. Now, we do have 4 exclusives into Loof, and he will have his 5th one, hopefully at some point in the next few days or so. So that's going to be another big boost for him and more speed and all that other good stuff. So again, that's what I mean by Monska is a little bit underdeveloped when compared to Loof. So this is not going to be a Loof versus Monska video because I don't feel like that's going to be fair because of that. But it's going to be more or less just showcasing what both these units can do together and individually because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, let's go to equipment. Now, sometimes my equipment could be a little bit odd to some of you. It's not going to be just the standard, everybody's going to be running on, endurance and accuracy. Sometimes I throw in some other sets depending on what the substats rolled. So, for example, right now with my Loof, I'm actually using 2 endurance sets that did not roll all that great. Honestly, I'd like there to be more, mastery on these substats, more HP percentage, more affected, anything of that nature, but when you do these craft sets, it's not always going to play out the way you want it to. So you kind of have to sometimes work with what you get. So what you see in today's video, you could probably make it even better depending on your luck. So we're running that, and we're also running a feather set. Now, the reason why I'm running a feather set is because we're also getting HP from this, and obviously you want HP on your HP burn units. This one didn't roll very good, and I don't even have it at 16 yet, so he is lacking a little bit on attack. He could get a little bit more out of that, and who knows, maybe that final roll will be, more speed, or maybe it'll be an HP percentage, or an effect hit, whatever, maybe even some crit damage, I don't know, or maybe even attack percentage. Any of those would be okay, I guess, for him. Not so much the crit damage, but you get my idea. You get my gist here. But you're also getting 10% speed from this set. But the reason why I'm running it is because we did roll a little bit into mastery, which is fine. And this ring also has some mastery and HP percentage and affected. So it was a pretty good roll for putting it on an HP burn unit. And just so you get a good idea of what I mean by that is, if we go over to my Hazanja, you'll see Hazanja's kind of in a similar situation, except this time Hazanja's in an accuracy set, and a feather set, because again, I'm getting these mastery rolls. I also need that speed, again, getting more of that mastery, affected, some HP in there. So sometimes it's not always going to be the sets that you want. It's just going to be more or less what your substats are going to kind of dictate in when you're building these units up, because we want to get a lot of effect hit percentage on a unit like Hazanja, but we don't need it as much on a unit like Loof. And as I said, I was going to explain that, but let's look at the artifacts real quick. We got, mastery plus 24%. We're going to have the same situation with Monska and even head, they're all the HP burn units are basically going to be going for that on the first artifact. Second artifact here. This one rolled, I don't say perfect. It's far from it, but it's not bad because it's a 6-star. So I rolled, the 21.6% effect hit, which is nice. And I'm getting that 8.7% mastery. The other 3 stats I could care less about. Now this piece here, this Doom Lantern, rolled very good. The only thing that sucks about it is the defense rate. But, we got the speed, obviously is very good. Effect hit, mastery, 2 rolls into that, and 1 in the HP rate. So that is a very good 5-star piece. Obviously, if that was 6-star, it'd be even better because the percentages would be bigger and the speed would be higher. But overall, very good. So I kind of like where he's at right now. He's got a lot of room for improvement. But again, we are trying to build up 3 HP burn units. So my gear is kind of being scattered around. And we also have a Lukia in my box as well that's built up. So, when it comes to trying to build up units for mastery, effect hit, attack, crit damage, and all this other stuff in HP, of course, I'm really running myself a little bit thin right now, but I feel like we're doing okay so far. And we're going to get into their skill sets after we finish off the gear. Now, Monska. Monska is, he does want more effect hit, but again, we got to work with what we have, and almost at 59% is okay with me for now. That's definitely going to be something we want to improve on. We're running him on an accuracy set and an endurance set. So you can see some of the substats here. We got effect hit, HP, mastery, all very good there. This piece, not so much. The only thing we actually are using out of this is the speed and attack, because he does get a free heal off of his attack percentage, which, again, we're going to go over their skills in a little bit. This one rolled really good for what we needed to. I would like the healing effect, flat HP, and the defense to be something completely different, like mastery and effect hit. But I can't complain. We got 14.4% HP on that roll, so I'm okay with that. And this is just hot garbage outside of the speed. This is going to need replaced as soon as I can. But again, crafting gear, you know, it's a lot of RNG, and you just got to kind of take what you can get. Artifact 1, we're getting the full 28.8% because it is a 6-star. All the substats outside of the speed are crap for what I need for him. So we'll definitely be looking to upgrade that piece hopefully at some point. Same thing with the second artifact. The effect hit is great. Everything underneath, not so much. And then his last artifact is okay. It's got some flat HP on it, which is never usually all that great. Mastery 1 roll release is fine, and everything else is trash. So again, his gear is very, very underdeveloped. I would love to get a lot more out of his gear than what he currently has, but I'm not going to complain too much because he is on like my second or third best HP burn set, probably more around the third, but he's still looking pretty good. Now, as for auras, he's chilling on the effect hit aura, which is great for him. Let's go up here back to Loof. Now, Loof on auras, there's one thing that I started to realize as I started using Loof and how I can really build him up to be an absolute monster. And the effect hit aura really isn't what I need for him. And it's unfortunate because I already put it on him. And the only way you can get all the pieces back, I believe, is if you actually regress. And I'm not going to regress just to get back 10 pieces times 3, you know, for being able to craft this in the first place. I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of regression potion. But when I do get the resources, I will probably change this. Do this one down here. Let me go ahead and grab it. It was recently nerfed, unfortunately, but it's still going to be good for what we need. Right here, I believe. Yes. So we're going to swap him to the Dwarven Blessing Aura to go ahead and try and get that 8 all the way up to 18% additional max HP, which will also increase by an extra 50%. So I believe that goes up to 27 in total when you're in the Dwarven Ruins. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because, as I said earlier in the video, he does not need effect hit percentage as much as the other HP burn units, as long, now keep in mind, this is very important, as long as he has another HP burn unit alongside him. Because the way his kit works, when you get his exclusive level 3, it says right here, when Loof attacks an enemy under HP burning status, each stage of attack deals extra damage, which equals 1.5% of the target's max HP, multiplied by the layer of HP burning. So if you have 5 HP burning, he's going to be able to get this effect off 5 times. It'll all add up and calculate accordingly. The target has and caps at 4.5%. Now, if you're fighting like a level 4 or 5 guild boss, or, you know, like a rum 20-something upwards of that, or any kind of endgame content, really, that's just going to have enemies with millions of HP, he's going to probably always hit that 4.5% of his HP cap instead of the 1.5% of the target's cap. The extra damage can be considered as HP burning. Now, this is very, very important and why he's going to be an absolute monster, and I think a lot of people are overlooking this. The bonus damage here is being treated as HP burning damage, which means it's being applied to mastery. The mastery is being applied to this additional bonus damage, which is absolutely insane. And as you already saw, my mastery for Loof right now, I believe, is 108%, give or take, somewhere around there, which is insane, which means he's basically doubling up his damage that he's getting off this HP burn. So that 4.5% of his max HP is more or less kind of working like 9%, essentially, because you're doubling up that damage because we're over 100%. It's a little bit higher than that because it's 108, but you get the idea. Very disgusting. So basically, if you have a Hazanja or an Akhman or Amelia or whoever else you're using as an HP burn unit, and they apply some HP burns, and then Loof goes in, he doesn't even have to apply an HP burn himself. He just has to hit a target that already has HP burning, And depending on how many HP burns they have, the damage is going to be calculated accordingly. He's going to do a ton of damage based on that, which is absolutely insane, which means that he's going to be doing HP burn damage on skill 1, skill 2, and his ultimate every single time as long as there's an HP burn on the enemy. And then he can apply his own HP burns, and this also is applied per stage of attack. And if you did not know this, Luffy has 3 stages on his ultimate, which is absolutely insane. So you should be able to, in theory, be able to get 10 to 15, maybe even 20 million, depending on your runs, on like a guild boss level 4 with this unit. And for an epic, that's absolutely insane, because that's starting to push the numbers that I'm getting like with my Lukia or even my Hazanja right now. So that's crazy. So Luffy right now, you know, we're going to showcase him, obviously, and let you guys and gals see it for yourselves what this bad boy can do. But right now, honestly, in my opinion, he is a top 5 epic in the entire game. Maybe even be able to push him even higher than that on the tier list if you were to make one and put him in it. Because what he's doing is crazy. And I've seen this boy in action. He's a lot of fun. And yeah, let's go ahead and showcase these 2 units. One thing I want to note real quick, though, before we get into Guild Boss, the skill 2, we're going to turn this off, because on skill 2, he applies an HP burning only if there is no HP burning already. So since we're going to be running him alongside Luffy, and probably even throw Hazanja in that team as well for the guild boss, because we don't want to waste our key, rather, he's probably not going to get that off very often, and you can't provoke the boss, so this will just be a dead skill. And we don't want to waste that. We'd rather he use his skill 1, where he has a 30% chance to apply an HP burning for 2 full rounds. And he's also going to pick up the power resistance, which he's not going to really need in the guild boss, because we are running Catherine, obviously. But in like stages like Rum, Story, and stuff like that, even in the Tower of Mark, that will come in handy quite a bit. He got an AoE HP burn, 30% chance. He also does some damage, obviously. And he has a counterattack on his ultimate. His passive, he has a 100% chance to self-heal 100% of his attack when dealing direct damage to the target under HP burning. So he has a constant build-in, regaining of health. I couldn't get the words out; they were stuck in my head, but I couldn't get them out. But yeah, so you guys get the idea. This guy is not going to have as high of chances to get his HP burns off as some of the other HP burn units, but he does have self-sustain. That's the words I was trying to get out. He has self-sustain, so he's going to be able to heal quite often, and when you pair him up with another HP burn unit, he's going to be able to do some beautiful things. Now, I don't expect this guy to do as well in the guild boss, but we're going to try and give him the fairest shake as we can by being able to turn this off, obviously, so he can make the most use out of his ult and his skill 1 and his passive. We're going to be using Luffy's all of his skills, and then on Hazanja, we're going to turn Hazanja's skill 2 off fully, because we don't need that either. So let's go into the guild boss now. Let's get into the battles, the exciting part, right? Yay! Okay, level 4. Now, we've been experimenting a lot on level 4 here. You can see this is the team that we ran last time, and we're going to probably run it again. Usually I run Verdo in here. I could take out, if I really wanted to, I could take out Lukia and put Verdo in there to kind of see, you know, what they could do with the additional attack and effect percentage, which I don't feel like they really need much of. But I'm just going to leave it as is, and we're going to go just pure dot damage dealers with Catherine for the assist. So let's go ahead and do our presets real quick. Make sure this is all set up correctly. We'll go ahead and do a new one down here. Go to edit. All right, so we're going to run you, we're going to run you, and you. So we are running 3 HP burn units. We are running Catherine, and then we are running, of course, our bleed mythic hero, Lukia. We might do a video for Lukia by herself as well. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section below, and by, of course, hitting that like button. Let's go ahead and confirm those. And then let's go ahead and set up their skills. Make sure everything is working accordingly. We don't need to do anything with Lukia. Now, Catherine, we do want to set up, we want to set up High Spirited to go first. She always wants to put up Solid Guardian first for some reason. I don't know why. And unfortunately, we don't have her at 3 exclusives. That way, she's able to do both immediately, which is going to push me so much further in content, but we're nowhere near close to being able to do that yet, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and set this up as the starter skill. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to save that overall command. Doesn't really matter, honestly, because there's no waves. Hazanja, we definitely don't want Bully. We're going to ban that skill completely. Again, doesn't matter. Loof, we're going to use all skills. And then Monska, we're going to go ahead and turn his skill 2 off as well. We're going to go ahead and ban that. And then we're going to go ahead and save. And everybody should be set up the way we need them to. And then we're going to go ahead and get out of edit. We're going to change, make sure everything is set up properly. And let's go ahead and do our fight. I'm expecting hopefully get somewhere between 50 and 55 million, give or take. You know, based on some of the other testing we've done. Maybe it'll surprise us. We'll get a better run. It also kind of depends a little bit on RNG. So we'll have to see what happens. Because again, you know, Monska does have lower chances to get HP burn. Whereas, since we have some exclusives in the Loof, his skill 2 is going to get those burns off quite often. And he has 3 chances on his ult. So he's going to get them pretty often as well. Plus, most of his damage is going to be coming from just hitting off of Hazanja's HP burn anyways. So right now, we're not starting off too great with getting our HP burns off. We got 3 now. I think one of the runs I did yesterday, I had it like at a constant like I'd say 3 or 4. I did hit 5 a couple times, but we're not doing too bad. We got 3, we got 4 up there right now. Obviously, Lukia's over there doing her thing. She got 7, 8, 9 bleeds on by herself. You know, it's crazy. And because of her and how consistent she is in the way I built her, I was able to actually regress my Reeves. And I love Reeves. I still consider him one of the best epics in the game. It's just he got completely replaced by Lukia. Like, I was thinking to run them together, but I didn't need to because I started realizing that Lukia is just applying these bleeds left and right anyways. So I don't really need Reeves anymore. So, hey, the fact that it took me a mythic to replace him, that's great for an epic hero. And that's if you even pick Lukia. Some of you might go after Lucifer or Luna or Nordak or, you know, any of those other, you know, Ben Austin, for example. So we're not doing too bad here. I was expecting about 50-55 million with this particular team. I know if I take Monska out and I put like Verto in, my damage is going to go up probably another 8-9 million, maybe 10 million, because I just don't feel personally that Monska is his kit is built for guild boss. He's built more for wave based content, which is great, and you're going to be able to see him in action here very soon. But I just want to see what he can do in the guild boss. Like, what did he do here? Okay, he did about 5 million. That's actually less than what I had him doing before. I think the highest I've seen him hit was like 7.5 million. But again, that could be all RNG. And I don't know what happened to my Loof. Usually Loof's like, you know, in the 10 to 15 million range. That boy hit 9.6. We must have just got really bad RNG. We did get some good RNG with my Hazanja, 23 mil and 14 mil by Lukia. Now let's try to go in and do this again. Except this time, we're going to take out Monska, and we're going to just run Verto. Let's go ahead and take you out, and then let's put Verto in. And let's go ahead and see what happens with this particular team to kind of get a, you know, maybe a better look at Loof. Now, hopefully, I can pull Daisy at some point. I recorded a video doing over 70 pulls. Didn't record, did not get saved. Rip that, because you can't really redo those unless you spend a lot of money. But I got no Daisy. So we might have to wait till she's added to the general pool. But I do plan to build up Daisy when I do get her to maybe eventually replace my Verto. So we'll see what happens. Then again, maybe I'll keep Verto for my red mark team. And then I'll just build her up slowly for a blue mark team. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so we're already at about 17-18 mil here. Verto is definitely going to improve my Lukia damage. Like, there's no doubt about that. But we're going to see what he does for our boy Loof. We just hit the 31 mil mark on boss turn 10. Now, granted, I'm not out here doing 70, 80, 90, 100 mil plus. I am not a Megalodon. I'm not a whale. I'm not a Kraken. I'm not dropping thousands of dollars, getting all these exclusives for all these units and all these perfect 6-star purple and legend gear and all that other stuff. Rocking maxed out purple auras and all that other crazy stuff you see some people doing. So we're more, you know, as a dolphin here in the game, more or less. So we already, I think we already eclipsed the last score. You guys can see the value of Verdo. Like, I mean, you see the damage increase just throwing Verdo in there. Like, people sleep on Verdo. I don't know why. Verdo's amazing. 59 mil. So we got 20 million from Lukia that time. I knew she was going to go up. 21 mil that time from Hazanja. You've got 1.2 mil from Verdo. What's going on there? But 15 million from our boy Loof. He should be hitting around that number, though, even without Verdo. I think we just got some bad RNG. I mean, it all really depends. I would like if they could put some of these guild bosses on rotation. That'd be a lot of fun instead of just fighting the same boss over and over and over again. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you guys and gals is, of course, them doing a solo run. Well, not really solo. They will be paired up with Catherine, and I think I'll throw Space in there too, just for the speed up and the HP. Let's see. Let's go down here to Dwarven Ruins. Let's go to Rum. And I think I wanted to do Rum 24. I think that's a good test. See if we can do it. First, we'll run them separately. So we're going to run Space with Catherine. The reason why I like to run Catherine with all these tests that I'm going to be doing from now on is because eventually, when you do get Catherine, you're never taking Catherine out of your team until they ever make a crazy unit sometime down the road. If they do, that's going to, of course, be better than Catherine. And she is a free-to-play unit because you get her for free when you unlock her. And you will be able, and if you unlock her one time, you should have no problem unlocking her the second time at some point. So you should be able to get to kind of where I'm at now. And of course, Space is a free-to-play unit you get on day 7. So everybody also has her. So those are both free-to-play units. I know when I say Catherine's free-to-play, some people are probably like, bro, really? No, she really is. And it might take you a few months or so, depending on how hard you push and how much luck you get with some of your pulls. But yes, she's 100% free-to-play. So we're going to go ahead and start. We'll do Monshka first. I'm actually kind of curious what he could do now with his second exclusive. Last time I tried this out, he only had his first exclusive. So let's see what he does here. And we're doing this full auto. We're not touching anything. We're not going to click on anybody or anything like that. We're letting this fully play out. So I want to see what he can do here. Okay, we only got 1 HP burn that time. That is very unfortunate. We got terrible RNG. Hopefully we don't got to restart this. That kind of really sucked. All right, we got a few HP burns now on some of these units. He's not doing too bad, honestly. Just pure damage as well, just raw damage. He's not doing very bad at all. So we're about to take out this first wave. So we took out that wave fairly easy, I'd say. We didn't seem like we had too many problems. We got a little bit of resist there, and that's because I really need to get his effect hit up a little bit more, unfortunately. But, you know, again, we're limited by gear. It is what it is. But I do love that he just becomes a super tank. That's one benefit that a lot of people are probably going to overlook when it comes to Monshka. Don't expect him to come in and outburn some of the other great HP burn units. But he might be able to kind of rival some of them in being tanky. I don't think he's going to beat out Sigmund for being a tank, but the other ones, he might be able to be a better tank than those because of his inherent ability to just keep, you know, healing himself off his passive, which is very good. The fact that he can provoke and the fact that he can tank damage because of the way his skill 1 works. So it's very, very cool. All right, so we're now on the boss stage. We might lose Space here, but I really don't care. I don't care. Okay, we're taking some good damage there. Okay, we're back in it. We're back in business. Boss is down to 81% HP. We're about to take out all the fodder, and they are now gone. And now it's just Rom by himself. We're at 1 minute 56 seconds right now on the run. So this looks like it's going to be around a 2, maybe 2:20, 2:30. We'll have to see. But I'm still very much impressed with what he's doing, because this is not your typical HP burn unit. He's not going to go in here and just melt like some of the other ones. He's in here more or less being a tank that has the ability to apply HP burns. Now, what I do really like about him too is even in PvP, or even, you know, some other content later on. I mean, even in RTA, when we get real-time arena, it's going to be nice because he's going to be able to go in with other HP burn units and apply provoke, which is going to be really useful to kind of lock down a unit there for at least a turn temporarily. That's going to be good. And even if they don't have an HP burn, he'll then apply one. So, you know, it's a win-win no matter what on his skill too. He's going to do something very useful for content like that, for waves, for PvP, for the Brave Trials, etc., etc. Okay, so that took 2 minutes and 24 seconds. He did most of the damage, 10 million, not bad. He even healed himself for 1.189 million. That's very impressive. So let's go ahead now and swap them out. And then we'll run one with them together. Maybe we'll try 25 with them together. I don't think they can do it, but we'll see. All right, so now it's time for the boy Loof. And I don't think there's any debate that we already know which one of these units is better. Even if I had the same gear on both these units and they both had the same level of exclusives and everything, I still think that you can make the case. I mean, really, I don't even think there needs to be a case. Loof is just going to be hands down better overall because he has more flexibility. He's going to be a raw damage dealer on top of applying lots of HP burns and doing a lot of bonus damage with HP burns applied, even if they're not his own, which is just super crazy to me. He's going to be an even crazier wave clear than Monchka, but I still am happy with the progress that I've seen from Monchka. And I'm going to probably go ahead and keep him. I don't think I'm going to revert Monchka at all, because I still think he's going to be really solid for me, especially when I'm doing the Abyss, because he actually is in the same faction as Loof. So that works out perfect for me. Alright, so we are at 51 seconds. We're already on the boss stage. We got Loof going in here doing some crazy things, because he's just a crazy epic. I mean, he looks cool too. We haven't even really talked about his looks. We talked about his looks when he first came out in the game, but my goodness, who looks cooler as an epic than Loof? Nobody. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here. He looks amazing. I love his design. He looks like an absolute beast. Okay, we are going pretty fast through this. Loof might kill the boss before he even kills the mobs. He's like, I don't care, bro. Everybody dies. I swing my sword and I make things disappear. That's what he does. It's insane. Yep. This boss about to die. Yep. Got 2 HP burns up there already. And then he's going to swing his sword. Boom. Dead. 1 minute, 45 seconds. He did 11 million damage. So he did even more. He squeezed more out of it. And he healed himself for 1.65 million. Insane. You love to see it. Or that's actually, I don't know if that's if that's totally his heal, or if that's all the healing included from space. I'm not entirely sure. I never really looked much into that. I'm not sure if that's like a combination, because he does heal himself as well. But I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. I think that is like the collective healing that they receive. So that could be a little bit of space involved as well, considering that my Catherine's also 4.1 million. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Because she heals too. But who knows? Who knows? Who cares? All right, let's go ahead and maybe let's try 25. We'll try 25. We'll run them both together and try 25 and see how we do. It's very interesting to me that this is more or less a free-to-play team, ladies and gentlemen, because over time you will get these dupes, and you will get the Dragon Eyes from at least the Voyage event and from some other events that they add in the game. And if you are willing to be a casual, small spender, the new weekly card updates also will give you a few dupes over the course of a couple months as well. So there are ways to kind of throw these dupes into these epics without having to actually pull them and turn them into a 5-star and then feed them in. So it saves you a lot of fodder as well. But I mean, this is pretty much, I mean, it's a free-to-play team. You know, it's just the way it is. Space is free. Both those units are epic. You'll pull them eventually. And then, of course, Catherine is free-to-play when you do eventually unlock her. So it's like a full free-to-play team that you could do here with HP burns. And then if you're smart, you will re-roll for Amelia or Hazanja. So you'll also have that in your team as well. Now you got yourself lots of HP burn. Very exciting, right? All right, let's go ahead and see if we can do 25 with these two together. I'm not sure they can do 25 because 25, 26, I mean, those start to really get into like another level of holy crap, they're hitting hard. So we'll see, especially the boss stage. That's what I'm a little bit worried about because that Nakama or whatever the heck his name is, he's a real pain in the rear end. Oh my goodness, look at those HP burns. 4 already. 4 stacks already. Insane. Ugh, you love to see it. And we don't even have Hazanja in there. Imagine Hazanja in this team as well. I mean, these waves are just getting wiped out. And, oh! Ooh, that was a close one. That was, oh, no. We lost it. I told you, that difficulty goes up like crazy. Like, 24 is what I consider, like, the last, like, oh, okay, this isn't too bad. And then after that, they turn it up to 11. It's like 24 is that nice... just, okay, this is tough, but not too tough. And then they're like 25, 26, 27, all over the 30. They're like, nah, bro, you got to come out with tons of power if you want to take us down. There's no way I'm clearing the boss stage with just Monchka. There's no way. There is no way. If Loof was still alive right now, I would feel a lot more confident, but I just don't see this happening. I don't see it happening. Okay, he's going to take my counterattack and shield. So, you know, screw you. I hate that ability. I really do. It's like, oh, give me all your stuff. I'm going to take all of it. And we lost our healer, so we're definitely probably screwed. I'm actually surprised, though, on 25, without bringing in our big guns, Hazanja, we do have this boss down to almost 25% down. Not at 25%, but almost lost 25% HP. With literally 2 epic heroes and 2 legendaries. Very interesting. So we didn't have a full team. If we had our full team in there, I think we might have been able to do it. But let's go back to 24 real quick, and then we'll end the video there. Let's just kind of see how fast we can get this time. I believe we're like around 130, 140, somewhere around there with Loof by just himself. And I think Monchka was somewhere like in the 220, 230 range, somewhere around there. I'd have to go back and look. But let's see if we can try and get this around maybe like 120, 130. Let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. I'm not sure, though. We'll see. We're definitely going to get through the first wave pretty quickly, I think. Yep. First wave got wiped out in 19 seconds. 18 seconds, sorry. That Horus was like, nah, I'm going to try and hit you all and take you out. But, hey, HP burners are pretty tanky because they're all built with a lot of HP. I can't wait to get Loof with his final exclusive as well, because that's just going to be a little bit more HP. It's going to be a little bit more speed, defense, attack, all good things for him. He's already performing very well. I really like him a lot. Again, Monchka, he's not going to be up to par with a Loof. He's not going to be up to par with a Hazanja or Amelia or any of those other HP burn units. He's not built for that. He's built more for the long game. Like, he's more of a tank. He's like, his priority is a tank first because he's got Provoke in his kit. He heals himself quite often, and he, you know, reduces the damage taken with his 5 stacks on his buff, which is all good things, but his HP burn is more like a secondary thing. But hey, it's still pretty decent. I like it a lot. I would love to see what people could do if they started with a Loof, a Monchka, and a Liz. Just a full free-to-play epic HP burn team. and, you know, see how far you guys and gals can get. Maybe that's a challenge to you guys and gals watching this video. If you want to take me up on the challenge, definitely go ahead and do so, and keep me posted on your progress. You know, see how far you can get in a week or two on a new, fresh, free-to-play account. So, could be a lot of fun. We beat that in 136, so I do see that we did speed it up a little bit on our Loof run. Not by too much, though, but still, there you go. I mean, you can see the damage difference, 7 million versus 3.5 million. So, Monchka just not quite up to par with our boy Loof, as to be expected. But overall, I still think he did pretty good. He performed pretty well. And hopefully this video opened up some eyes about, you know, what you feel about these two units, especially my boy Loof. I think he's an amazing unit, and I think we can push him even further, especially when I can get some better gear. But yeah, let me know all that and more, what you think about these units in the comment section below. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I know it's kind of long, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun. We haven't really done a long video in a while here for Infinite Magicraid, so here you guys and gals go. Let me all know all that again. As I said, don't forget to subscribe, take notifications, join me in the Discord in the description below, as always. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to my second channel, X's Gaming. You can find it in the description below too. We're going to be covering first impressions for games over there, first look previews, and of course, general game news. There's some big news coming here in the next few weeks or so with some games that are dropping in 2023. That got me hyped. So if you guys don't want to miss a thing, make sure you do all that. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.